warn you, the information we're about to give you is graphic. If you have children in the room, you may want to have them leave because this story is about a man who attacked children. A Clark County judge approved David Durbin to be released from the state's Special Commitment Center on McNeil Island only under the condition that he come to Spokane and live just north of downtown. KXLY4's Melissa Luck broke this story today. She's working for you with what this means for the community.
The criminal sexual history of David Durbin goes back decades. His first conviction in Montana in 1987. In that case, Durbin followed a 5-year-old girl into a church bathroom, waited for her to come out of a stall, then picked her up and sexually assaulted her. He was also convicted in Wyoming of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old family member, which landed him in prison. He said he was, quote, aroused by kids, and it turned into an obsession. He said he used baby blankets and diapers for sexual gratification, and that he only stopped offending because he was arrested. Upon his release, he ended up in Clark County in southwestern Washington, where he was caught watching young children in their home. He was busted a few blocks away with a backpack nearby that carried toys, candy, and condoms. He was diagnosed with pedophilia and fetishism and classified as a sexually violent predator. For the last 9 years, he's lived on McNeil Island, where the state places those sexually violent predators. Now, a judge in Clark County says it's time for him to be released under tight restrictions, but not just anywhere. Here to Spokane, and specifically this house, already home to 8 sex offenders. That's because Clark County doesn't have housing like this. We've reported on the Lincoln House for the last several years. The state reaches a deal with the manager here who agrees to follow restrictions set up by the court. There's video surveillance, a phone line set up for Durbin's required GPS, and enforcement of a curfew that keeps Durbin in at night. How much will the owner of the house get for this agreement? The state will pay $1,100 a month for a tiny room. Plus, Durbin gets $50 a month for a bus pass and $450 in spending money. And the judge is worried enough about Durbin's impact on the community that the state will pay an adult chaperone $15 an hour to accompany Durbin when he leaves the Lincoln House. Oh, and he can't have contact with any other felons or sex offenders, except, of course, for the 8 who will now share his address here on North Lincoln. Durbin has other restrictions as well. He can't drive, can't use the internet, can't hang out near parks, schools, or playgrounds. And if he does go out in public, he has to use a single-use public restroom or has to have his chaperone go in front of him and make sure no children are there. The judge believes that's enough to keep the sexually violent predator from reoffending. I'm Melissa Luck, KXLY4 News.